Welcome to the Western Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as your facilitator for our session today. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our amazing presenters at any point throughout our session today. Second, your camera and microphone are off, so we cannot see or hear you. Third, this is just one of many different sessions that we're offering, so feel free to visit our registration site to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation is being recorded. You'll have access to that recording within about a week or so. With that said, I want to announce all of our amazing panelists today. We have McGill University, Brock University, University of Toronto, Carleton University, Bishop's University, and Concordia University. Our first presenter is McGill University.
All right, so you should be seeing my screen and you should be hearing me loud and clear. If not, please let me know. So thank you for joining us this early evening. My name is Nick McKenzie. I'm a student recruitment associate. I'm happy to be here today, although my cat isn't. So if you hear any noise in the background, he's upset that I've closed the door, but hopefully he won't be too distracting if you hear him at all. What I'm hoping you're using these events for is that you get a chance to learn about all the universities that are available to you. And what I really like about this type of event is Canada's at the forefront, and we get to highlight some of the great universities that are available to you in Canada. For McGill, we focus on a lot of things, but one thing that highlights a lot for a lot of students is just the history. Students have graduated from McGill and have gone off and done great things, whether that's staying home in Canada or finding a new home in Canada, because our government allows you to do that. And you'll hear more about that for sure tonight. Or they take their degree and they travel elsewhere. They return home perhaps, or they find new cities, new countries to live in. And that McGill degree opens up all those doors for you. So great opportunities that are available. When it comes to the student experience, Montreal, I'm biased, but is definitely near the top, if not the top student experience. It's definitely up there for safety for students. And this is a city that's just designed for young adults, between 18 and 26, 30 years old, however old. It's a great opportunity, the winter and the summer, both events, both seasons that are just there to highlight the student experience, whether it's art festivals, music festivals, the nightlife, whatever it may be, there's something there for our students. And we really encourage you to take advantage of what the city has to offer so that it balances nicely with the academic piece. Speaking about the academics and a bit more about Montreal as well, we do have two campuses. And so depending on what you're studying, that's where you'll spend most of your time. There is a shuttle that goes back and forth. And in terms of traveling, Montreal is really in the center when it comes to international travel. We do have an international airport. It's a great way to travel back and forth wherever you might be coming from, if you're planning on visiting somewhere else. But as well, as North Americans sort of are, we get into the car, we drive if we want to. Weekend trips in any major city that's near the area. I've done all of these trips. You're not too far to just rent a car, get a car, and to visit elsewhere. So you're not too far from family, which is good for parents to hear. So you're not too, definitely explore as you are here. For the downtown campus, this is where most of our students will spend their time studying. It's home to 38,000 students, a combination of old and new, with our research labs, like in our medical facilities, our science labs, our engineering labs, a lot of high-tech, available options there for our students, but with that nice touch of a campus experience, with open fields, closed gates, and just the opportunity for students to sort of breathe in the fresh air that's available to them in what is a downtown core. So we have our campus that is sort of closed off in certain ways, but the city that has sort of grown around it. So it's a great opportunity for students to have the combination of both, if that's what you're interested in, where you're not too far from experiencing what a downtown city has to offer, but at the same time, getting a chance to participate in what is the McGill community, with a lot of students who live and thrive in the environment around these red lines, with apartments and on our residences as well, because a lot of them are located on this area. But it just gives you that chance of having the safe, gated campus with fewer cars and not have to worry when you're traveling across campus if ever you have to. For the McDonald campus, which is about 40 minutes away, this is where we focus on our agricultural and environmental programs, our environmental sciences. And so what we really highlight here is that we get you out into that wilderness. So you get a lot of hands-on experience. If these are the fields that you're really interested in, this is a great place to learn. They have their own residences as well, and just a lot, smaller class sizes. So just a great chance to get firsthand experience to begin what could be a really prospering career. When it comes to our programs, we do focus on our faculties. So we have here our faculties with many majors that find themselves in these faculties. So you do apply directly to one of them. That is how it works at McGill. And I encourage you to use our research, our website, where you can go through our programs based on your interests. So it's not about finding the major first, it's about following sort of your own academic interests, and that will lead you to the majors at McGill that exist, that meet those interests, because there are definitely a lot of programs that overlap, but just so you know that you do apply directly to a faculty. And when I talk about these programs that are offered in a lot of different ways, here's just an example of a lot of programs that are offered in different faculties. So it gives you a chance, it gives you two chances to study something that you enjoy, but it also gives you a chance to study something that maybe you haven't prepared for directly in high school or whatever background you're coming from. So it allows you to, come up with something new and interesting while you've, maybe thought, or you didn't know that you had this interest and you develop it later on. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities there and ways to take advantage of these programs that are offered in a lot of different ways. When it comes to just the hard facts of knowing about applying to McGill, January 15th is always our deadline. This is for international schools, so you can ignore your citizenship status if you happen to be listening today and you are Canadian. That's fine, but when it comes to the application, follow these deadlines because your school is in the US. So January 15th, we do have scholarships and financial aid available to our students, so you can definitely take a look into that. And just a few things to take note for fall 2022, we will be test optional. So if you don't have your ACTs or SATs, that is fine. You can sign up and complete the form that you will be test optional for fall 2022. For anyone thinking beyond fall 2022, take a look at our website, stay in touch because things might change for fall 2023. And you can definitely take a look at our website for prerequisites. We are very grade-based in our application. So I do encourage you to see what the cutoffs were for previous years, and a new batch of cutoffs will be available this fall for those who are thinking about fall 2022. We really are just focused on grades. There are some exceptions, and you can see them on the slides, like architecture or education, and a few others that we do look for other documents, supporting documents, but in general, we are just grade-based. Because you can't really get to campus right today, I do encourage you all to take an opportunity and take a look at our virtual campus tour, get a chance to visualize the campus and visualize yourself at both campuses, and also just other ways to stay connected. We do have our Your Future at McGill podcast, which is a great opportunity on our website and our Instagram pages, and you can follow us with our events pages as well. So thank you for joining us again this evening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the presentations.
Awesome. So you should be able to see my screen and hear me. If not, please let me know. But hi, everyone, and thank you for watching. My name is Karen Dancy, and I'm an International Recruitment Officer with Brock University and your regional representative. I'm also a proud two-time alumna of Brock, having done my undergrad and graduate degree at Brock University. So I am always happy to speak further after the presentation if you want to book a one-on-one call with me about the student experience. So just some information about Brock. So Brock is a public mid-sized Canadian university with just over 19,000 students and more than 100 different countries represented on campus. 13% of our student body are from outside of Canada, and we do offer over 100 different program options across 7 diverse faculties with 40 paid co-op programs available. Now, while Brock may have the resources and benefits of a larger school, we do still operate on the seminar system, which allows our students to benefit from smaller class sizes in their tutorials, seminars, and labs. So here is a map of Canada. You can see Montreal on the screen where McGill is. We are further south. So we are in Southern Ontario, located in the city of St. Catharines. So we're about a 10 to 15 minute drive from the Niagara Falls and only about 60 minutes from Toronto. Our city does have 160,000 residents, and it is ranked one of the safest and warmest cities in Canada. So you'll be hearing more about the many benefits of studying in Canada during this session today, but I did want to point out a few things. So all of our degrees are accepted worldwide, including back in the US, should you want to return for work or graduate studies. We are also an affordable option for high quality education. So Brock's tuition is around $22,000 per year, and we do accept FAFSA if you qualify. You are also able to work as an international student in Canada while you study. So you can see a photo of our beautiful main campus. Located on top of the Niagara Escarpment, we are the only university in North America located on a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve. So our aerial photo shows our entire main campus, including our residence buildings. All of our residence buildings are right on our campus, just a few steps away from our academic and athletic buildings. All of our buildings on main campus are actually connected inside. So in those on those cold winter days, you don't actually have to go outside in between your classes, as you can go from one side of campus to the other completely inside. And it does take about 10 to 15 minutes to walk from one side of campus to the other. In very exciting news, we are actually the site for the Canada Summer Games 2022. So we will be opening our brand new track and field sporting facility this year. So we did ask all of our international students why they chose Brock out of all the global post-secondary options. As you can see, the top 5 reasons are on the screen. So in comparison to Toronto, a 1-bedroom apartment is 67% less expensive in the Niagara region. So Brock does offer a safe and affordable option. As I mentioned earlier, Brock is a larger university with the benefits of a smaller school. We do offer our personalized international student support, so you are able to take part in transitional and ongoing academic, language, and social programming. We have proudly been ranked #1 in Canada for mental health support services and #2 for overall student satisfaction as well. So we do put a lot of effort and resources into our student services to ensure that you are equipped to succeed. We also offer experiential education in 100% of our programs that we offer. This can range from taking a field course to a global internship to a paid co-op work term. And it is one of the reasons why our Brock graduates enjoy one of the highest rates of postgraduate employment in all of Canada, with 96.5% finding work after graduating. Now, Brock does also offer 2 Program Plus enhanced degree offerings for students interested in later pursuing a career in medicine or law. These are our Med Plus and Law Plus programs. If you're interested in these programs, please book a call with me following the presentation. So as I mentioned, Brock does have over 70 different undergraduate programs, and we do have 49 graduate programs. These are in applied health sciences, business, education, humanities, including the fine and performing arts, math and science, and social sciences. As I mentioned, we do also have 40 co-op programs. So what co-op is it's the opportunity to get paid work experience during your study. Co-op is a great way to not only make money, but also network in the field in which you eventually want to work in and build up your references and gain work experience. So I want to quickly just speak about our admissions process, as it is a bit different than the US. So first off, we will never require the SAT or ACT. We also do not require references or personal essays for most undergraduate programs. So these are typically only required if you decide to apply to select optional scholarships. Undergraduate admissions is primarily based on your academic average, and we do offer guaranteed entrance scholarships to students with the equivalent of an A- or higher admissions average coming directly from high school. So at Brock, we do offer rolling admissions, and we are currently accepting applications for September 2021 for most programs. You can apply directly at brocku.ca, and the entire application process is done completely online. We also do offer start dates in January and May of each year. All of our program requirements are transparently listed on each program website that can be accessed at brocku.ca/programs. And I do want to encourage you to stay connected with us and check us out on social media. My favorite is Instagram. You can find our international page at BrockUINTL or our main page at Brock University. And then lastly, should you want to book a call with me, you can scan the QR code or email me. Once again, my name is Karen Dancy, and my email is kdancy@brocku.ca. Thank you so much.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much again for joining us tonight. Hopefully you can all see my screen okay. My name is Lydia Palmer, and I'm part of the recruitment team at the University of Toronto. And I'm also joined by my colleague, Courtney Villeneuve, who is happy to answer any questions you put in the Q&A. So in the next 6 minutes, we'll be exploring 3 key points, highlighting that not only are we Canada's #1 university, but we're a network of unique communities right at the heart of a dynamic, diverse, cosmopolitan region. And best of all, U of T students can mix and match programs and experiences to build truly personalized degrees. So let's get started. At the University of Toronto, we have an incredible reputation for our academics, our faculty, and our research. Founded in 1827, our faculty, alumni, and students are leaders in discovery and innovation. In fact, more research-based startups have come out of U of T than any other university in North America. And U of T is second in worldwide volume of published research in the sciences. A lot of people know that insulin was discovered at U of T, but did you know that stem cell research started here too? We've also produced Oscar winners, Olympic champions, prime ministers, Nobel laureates, and best-selling authors like Margaret Atwood and Malcolm Gladwell. The second takeaway is that U of T is a network of unique communities right in the heart of one of the most dynamic regions in the world. When you live in Toronto, you live just steps from hundreds of vibrant communities and neighborhoods, each with its own distinct character and flavor. The BBC once ranked us the world's most diverse city, and while there are lots of contenders, we're definitely up there. In fact, half of Toronto's population was born outside of Canada and speaks languages other than English. The city is safe, it's clean, and it has something for everyone. And while we're Canada's largest university, each student at U of T is part of a smaller community where you can feel at home. One of the layers of community you'll find at U of T are our campuses. And all 3 of our campuses are located within 1 hour of each other in downtown Toronto and the Greater Toronto area. They offer the same high quality of education and are all self-contained, offering our students everything they need from academic support to student life. And when you graduate, you're earning a U of T degree. So regardless of which campus you choose, each campus offers different environments with unique features, and the size and the location vary. In addition to finding the right campus fit, it's critical to us that every U of T student has not just a home base, but a team to support you and to cheer you on. And that's why each of our campuses is home to a wide range of student services. So your professors and your TAs will offer weekly office hours to work with you one-on-one. U of T students take full advantage of these services, so much so that 91% of first-year students move on to second year. And the third and final takeaway that we mentioned at the beginning was the ability for a U of T student to mix and match programs to really personalize their own degree. And with over 700 program options, there's truly no shortage of opportunities. That's the best selection of programs in Canada. At U of T, many programs are available on all 3 campuses, allowing students the option to choose in which environment they want to study. Other programs are unique to a campus. So for example, the St. George campus offers 50 different languages in the arts. Forensic science is at Mississauga, and journalism is at Scarborough. And we have the largest and highest ranked faculty of engineering in Canada, with 8 core programs you can apply to directly from high school, including computer, civil, mechanical, and more. We also have an undecided first year called Track 1, if you're not sure which of our core 8 programs you'd like to study. And lastly, we offer engineering science, an enriched program where students spend their first 2 years in high-level multidisciplinary engineering courses. The 3 remaining communities are the smallest at U of T, and again, unique to the St. George campus, offering architectural and visual studies, kinesiology, and music. And you can also customize your degree through your co-curricular record, which is a great way to apply what you learn in class to the real world. And we offer paid work placements through our co-op and our professional experience year co-op programs, as well as our research opportunity program. We also have formal exchange programs with over 140 institutions in more than 40 countries. And as Canada's largest university, you can get involved with any of our 1,000 student clubs, our 44 varsity blues teams, or our intramural sports programs. So if being a part of Canada's flagship university with unique communities and the opportunities to personalize your degree sounds great, how do we get you here? Here's a timeline that can help you visualize this process. We encourage students to submit their initial application by early November, which gives you plenty of time to submit your required documents, complete a self-reported grades form, and any other supplemental applications that may be required for admission. And admission decisions are generally released beginning early in the new year and throughout the spring. We're also pleased to offer a range of scholarships varying in value for international students. And you can check out more on our Award Explorer website, which you can see on the screen. As well, we also like to highlight our Lester B. Pearson International Scholarship, which is a full ride scholarship to U of T. So you can check that out and more on our website. We know it's a quick 6 minutes to cover everything, so please feel free to check us out on discover.utoronto.ca for more information. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to go ahead and keep my camera off actually because I've been having a little bit of internet issues today, but hopefully you can see my picture there. So just let me know if you cannot see my screen. So hi everyone, my name is Carly Glantz and I am a National Recruitment Advisor here at Carleton University. I'm also a proud graduate of our International Business program here at Carleton, where I was actually able to minor in Spanish and spend a whole year abroad in Valencia, Spain. So both as a student and as a staff member, I've just had an absolutely amazing time being part of the Carleton community. So Carleton University is located in the nation's capital of Canada, which is in Ottawa, Ontario. And at Carleton University, we're lucky enough to have the location of our campus on the traditional and unceded territories of the Algonquin Nation, which is something really important for our community to create an inclusive and safe space for everyone on campus. This is our beautiful campus. We're a self-contained campus, like I said, right in the heart of the nation's capital. That whole thing that you see there is Carleton. So we are bordered by the Rideau River and the Rideau Canal. And in the winter, the Rideau Canal actually freezes to become the world's largest ice skating rink. So that's pretty cool. You can go out of your residence building and skate directly all the way to downtown to our Parliament building in just about 7.5 kilometers. One of the other cool things about our campus is actually something that you cannot see, and that's the over 5 kilometers of underground tunnels that connect every single building on campus. So this is awesome if you are a little bit shy of the snow or if it's a particularly rainy day, but it also makes us the most accessible campus in North America, which is something that we are super, super proud of at Carleton. We are a student body of about 31,000 students. So that's undergraduate and graduate students. And our student body is really reflective of the city that we're in. So like I mentioned, we're in the nation's capital, home to international embassies and high commissions. And our student body is really reflective of that. We are represented by over 150 countries on our campus. As I mentioned, we're an enclosed campus. So what that means is that everything that you could need as a student is right there for you, whether that's academics, residence, athletics, student services, or health and counseling. At Carleton, we have a ton to offer our students. So from academics to athletics, clubs and societies, health and counseling, student support, we really are a community here at Carleton. Now, I want to talk briefly about our 5 faculties. So I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, and hopefully you can see if any of our programs stand out to you. So our first faculty that I want to look at is our Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. One program that I want to highlight here is our Bachelor of Cognitive Science. We're actually the only undergraduate cognitive science program in Canada. Then we have our Faculty of Public Affairs. This is where you're going to find our journalism program, which is the oldest journalism program in Canada, public affairs and policy management. So if you're interested in public affairs, where better to study than in the nation's capital, as well as our direct entry social work program. Next, we have our Faculty of Engineering and Design, where you're going to find our architecture program, industrial design. Our Faculty of Engineering houses our aerospace engineering program, which is one of the few of its kind in Canada as well. So lots of unique programs that we offer here at Carleton. Within our Faculty of Science, we have computer science, health science, math, and of course our Bachelor of Science program. Our health science is relatively small, but we have a brand new building that focuses specifically on health science And specifically, there's labs on neuroscience and mental health. So if that's a field that you're interested in, definitely check us out for our Bachelor of Health Science. And lastly, our Sprott School of Business, which is my alma mater, and you can see me on the left there in that picture, where we have our Bachelor of Commerce and our Bachelor of International Business. All of our programs offer some sort of work experience. So whether you are interested in a co-op, an international placement, internship, or practicum, there is lots to offer our students at Carleton. Now, in terms of admissions, we look for all of our prerequisites at the grade 12 academic level. And for the most part, we are looking specifically at those academic grades. There are, however, some programs that do require a supplemental application. So whether that's a portfolio for architecture, an audition for music, or a personal statement for social work, there are some requirements that do require those supplemental applications. We are test optional at Carleton. So you are encouraged to submit your SAT or ACT to support your application if you so desire, but it is not necessary. And you can apply directly to Carleton with our student application, or if you are applying to any other Ontario universities, you can use something called the Ontario University Application Center. Now, just before I let you go, I do want to plug our podcast. We release 2 episodes every month. You can scan that barcode there on your Spotify app. This is a really great way to get to know our community, our staff, our faculty, our students, and get an inside look into what Carleton has to offer. Lastly, check out our admissions website if this piqued your interest today, and check us out on socials. I'll put my personal email in the chat so that if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. And with that, I will pass it to my colleague from Bishops.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, you're on mute.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that. All right. Hi, my name is Jeremy Harrison-Alon. I'm a recruitment and admissions officer for Bishops University. You can truly see that one of our campuses is one of the oldest campuses in Canada. We've actually been founded in 1843, so we're even older than the country of Canada itself. You can really see the architecture of the history. A lot of people tend to say our campus kind of looks like Hogwarts if you ever saw Harry Potter, and I tend to agree with that as well. Despite us being located in the French province of Quebec, Canada, we are an English language institution, meaning our courses or evaluations, our community interactions and surrounding community is 100% in English. You really do not need to know French in order to thrive and excel at Bishops. We are a smaller, tighter community with less than 3,000 students, 25% of which come from 80 countries across the world, and 75% is domestic, meaning across Canada from various provinces. Part of our very traditional American centralized campus experience means that 97% of our entire student population lives within walking distance of the campus. This is just to give a slightly better idea of where we're located. We're only an hour and a half away from the second largest city in Canada, Montreal. We're more in the suburb rural area of Montreal. And we're also really well located for anyone who wants to take the biggest advantage of studying in Canada and seeing some of the major hubs that we have to offer, like Quebec City, one of the oldest cities in Canada, Montreal, again, the second largest, Ottawa, the capital, where Carleton is. Did I say Carleton? Yep, correct. And Toronto, we're really well located, all within our driving distance. The furthest you could go is around 8 hours. One of the cool things about Bishops University too is that we've adopted our liberal education model, essentially encourages students to ask questions and become more confident in their ability by placing them in situations that may be out of their comfort zone in a bit. We also give them the freedom to explore and discover, and we allow also students to tailor their degree through electives and areas of focus. So they really could customize a degree through what they find interesting. A great example of that is I graduated with a major in business and a minor in computer science. So I was able to tailor those 2 degrees together. We're highly focused on experiential learning opportunities. So we really have a whole bunch of opportunities for students to have hands-on work while they do their studies. One of the cool things about us being primarily an undergrad institution is that a lot of experiences that would be exclusive to more experienced students or students who are doing masters or PhDs can be directly available available in your undergrad degree, which is something that is kind of unheard of. As well, if you're in business or computer science, you'll have access to our cooperative educational program, which perfectly integrates your co-op placements or your internships with your actual degree. We're also highly focused on academic excellence, so we offer a whole bunch of opportunities for students. The two of them I'll highlight for you right now is the Writing Center. Anyone who has access to the Writing Center, let's say you have a term paper to write, you can book an appointment at the Writing Center. From there, they'll correct all of the small little grammar mistakes that you may have, and you tend to see a 10% increase in grades. This is part of our philosophy, again, where we don't necessarily want to hinder the students on something that's increasingly being automated, such as grammar with software like Grammarly, and we want to evaluate the students on the true contents of their paper. Another great way, a resource that we have is the Career Development Center that allows students to truly book an appointment with the Career Development Center to create a set path in stone of what the ultimate goals they may want to achieve. So what are the experiences, the grades, the extracurricular activities they need to achieve in order to get their ultimate goal. To give an idea of what the international tuition fees may be for an international student such as yourself, it will be around 37,419 Canadian dollars. That's the estimated total cost for first-year students. Again, that includes absolutely everything such as accommodation, meals, books and supplies, and tuition and fees. The tuition and fees, however, are 25,000 Canadian dollars. We also offer a whole bunch of scholarships ranging up to 20,000 Canadian dollars and awards up to 8,000 Canadian dollars. Anything above that, the Canadian government offers amazing opportunities and scholarships for students on scholarships.gc.ca. So I would highly recommend taking a look. To give an idea what our general admission requirements are, the minimum overall average that you will need is an 80% average, or a 3.5 out of 4. We are as well test optional. We do not require SAT tests or any tests for that matter. However, if you're proud of your score and you wish to share it to us, we'll take it in consideration, but it's not the primary criteria that we take to evaluate whether you'll be eligible for bishops. The application process is very simple. You just go on our website, you click the big Apply Now button. From there, just complete the online application, and pay the application fee. As of now, it's 65 Canadian dollars. And then it's going to ask you to submit your supporting documents, oftentimes school profile, transcript, things like that. To give an idea of what our major deadlines are, April 1st is the deadline to apply for the fall September 2021 semester for high school students. And May 1st is the deadline for university or college transfer students who may be interested in going to Bishop's University. Residence as well is the deadline on June 15th. And the most important deadline, if you're interested in joining in September or fall 2022, is March 1st. That's the deadline for competitive scholarships and awards. So you could get that $28,000 up for grabs. So I'm going to leave it here. I would keep in mind, we do have an open house next fall during the September semester. So please keep an eye out. You're going to see everything and anything about bishops. And if you do have any more questions for me, please don't hesitate to contact me on my personal email at jharriso@ubishops.ca. Thank you very much.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Dylan, and I am the student recruitment officer for students from the US at Concordia. So I actually did my degree at Concordia in studio arts. So I was a student there, and now I am working there. Kind of came around full circle. So I'm just going to share my screen quickly. Okay, perfect. All right, so at Concordia, we have 4 major faculties. So we have business, we have arts and science, we have the Faculty of Fine Arts, and then we also have our Gina Cody School of Engineering and Computer Science. We have tons of programs at Concordia. We have over 120 different programs that you can enroll in. And it's very easy to do things like double majors or taking a major and a minor. So we're very flexible with our programs. Some programs like engineering, you're going to be spending most of your time in engineering. It's a pretty demanding program. But for most of our other programs, you could add on other paths as well. So we are divided into 2 different campuses. So just like McGill, we're located right downtown Montreal. So McGill is actually just a couple blocks away. So we're very close together, which kind of is fun because it makes Montreal, you know, like we have a Université de Montréal, which is very close by too. So there's a lot of students in the downtown area. So it's a really fun vibe. So these are some of our main buildings, although we do have an additional 66 buildings that are kind of throughout this area. It's a very urban campus. And we're also located right on a metro system. So we do have a bunch of tunnels that connect our downtown buildings. So it's very easy just to sort of like get out of the metro, stay inside if you don't want to go out if it's snowing or if the weather's not nice, and then hop back on the metro to get home. And I should mention that our downtown campus is where we have engineering, business, fine arts, and the humanities, whereas our Loyola campus, which is about 7 kilometers west, it's a lot more of a community campus kind of vibe, and it has our communications, journalism, human sciences, and psychology, and then also all of our sports teams as well. So we are a larger school. We're about 52,000 students, 37,000 of which are undergrad, but 75% of our classes are 60 students or less. So we do have very small class sizes, considering how large of a school we are. So one thing that's pretty common across all schools in Canada is that we really encourage students to learn by experiencing. So things like, like engineering, fine arts, biology, chemistry, you're going to be in the lab or in the studio in your first year. For a lot of our other programs that don't use labs or studios, we have a lot of co-op programs. There's a ton of opportunities for you to actually get into the community and be able to kind of apply what you're learning in the classroom into the real world. We also have a really good exchange program. So if you ever want to go somewhere and study for a year, you pay Concordia prices, which are pretty reasonable. It's about $16,000 to $21,000 American. And if you have Canadian citizenship or French citizenship, specifically in Quebec, you can have cheaper tuition as well. You can pay Canadian prices. So I know that McGill talked a little bit about Montreal, and I think it's something that if you ask anyone who lives in Montreal, we all love this city. It's a really great city. It's actually the #1 student city in North America and 6th in the world. As you can see here, we have our old port, like our old Montreal, which is about 378 years old. Concordia is just tucked away in here. If you ever want to take a little break and walk to the top of the mountain, it takes about 25 minutes from our downtown campus. So if you have a couple hours between class, it's a really great place to go and just sort of escape this city. So studying in Canada is pretty great. As mentioned earlier, all of the degrees, you can take them anywhere in the world. So if you want to go somewhere else after your studies, affordable tuition and living expenses, especially in Montreal, you can find a studio apartment for about $600 Canadian for a month. So it's very, very affordable city, which is great for students. And then you can also stay here for up to 3 years afterwards. So if you want to get your citizenship or your permanent residency. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, I'm not going to go into the details of each program and what our requirements are. But like some of the other schools, we never look at ACTs or SATs. You can upload them if you want, but this is something that we did pre-COVID and will continue to do afterwards. Some of your AP courses, so if you do take AP classes, that can be transferred over. And then the minimum to get into our university is a C+ average. But then, of course, for things like fine arts, we do look at a strong portfolio or addition. We want to make sure that you are a strong creative person in order to take place in our fine arts programs. So the application process, and I know the other schools have kind of talked about this a little bit, but it is very different than what you might be used to in the States. So it's quite a lot easier. If you're applying to a program that doesn't have like portfolios or anything, the application should only take about 20-25 minutes. So for us, we're not on the Common App. So you have to apply through our website. You just have to pay the fee, and then basically you just choose your 3 programs that you want to be admitted to. You pick them in order. You upload your documents. So for students coming from the US, we're looking at your transcripts and school profiles, so we know how to assess your grades. If you want to put someone on so they can actually see your application and ask us for some updates, you can do that. And then the deadline for the fall semester is February 1st for international students, but stay tuned. Next year, we might be switching it to March 1st. So that's everything that I want to talk to you about Concordia. So if you would like, take a snapshot of this, please join our Instagram. I think our Instagram is really great. It's all for future students. And then you can contact me if you ever want to book a one-on-one. I'd be very happy to talk to you.
Thank you. So that concludes our presentation portion of our session today, but we're now going to transition to the Q&A. So I want to encourage all of our panelists to return. Feel free to turn on your cameras and I'll present a question to the group. To our attendees, if you have any questions, continue to add them in the Q&A section. To our attendees, to our panelists, feel free to respond in the order in which you presented. The first question, give an interesting or fun fact about your school.
Yeah, this one's the toughest one. There's definitely a lot to grasp. I think for myself, just the go-to is sports related. So a lot of the major sports in North America, if you're thinking basketball, hockey, football, McGill is in the middle or at the beginning of a lot of that story. So I think that's pretty interesting. But generally speaking, even though I've talked about the 200-year history, I think we're just excited to continue growing and developing new history and giving new voices to students who are joining our school.
I'll continue with the sports theme. So as I briefly mentioned in the presentation, Brock University is actually the site for the Canada Summer Games. And actually, if you go to the Instagram of the Canada Games, so at Canada Games, you can see a sneak peek video of the brand new track and field sporting facility that's being built on our campus. And at Brock, we do also have varsity teams. If you're a prospective athlete, you can go to gobadgers.ca to fill out a prospective athlete form.
I love the fact that at U of T, we actually have we have 42 libraries. So lots of different places that you can check out to find your own study space, your favorite. Everyone tends to have their favorite. I always had a couple of a student, but one that I like to highlight is our Thomas Fisher Rare Book Library, and has a huge collection of rare books that you, in many cases, can't find anywhere else in Canada. And it's particularly cool because you get to take an elevator down to a lower level. It feels very secretive. So something to check out in the future.
Cool. So I'll just touch on the sport thing really quickly. So Carleton is definitely known for our basketball program. Carleton's won 13 of the last 15 national championships in Canada. And we do really well against a lot of NCAA teams that we play in exhibitions. So always a fun thing to attend and go see. And then also just the canal. Again, that it freezes to becomes the world's largest ice skating rink. And in the winter is Winterlude. So we have a huge winter festival in Ottawa. And on a normal year, there's like little, I guess like merchants set up on the ice and places to warm up and get some hot chocolate and treats. So it's a really awesome city, even in the winter.
I mean, it's hard to top everything that everyone has said here, but one of the things I will add in terms of the fun facts for Bishop's University, I mean, we are an old university and an old campus, and we've actually kept the original library when it was first founded in 1843, and all the newspapers and books ever since it was founded is actually there and available for students who want to see, kind of go through a time through history. So that's a little fun fact about Bishop's University.
Yeah, one thing that's kind of nice about Concordia, Canada has a lot of really old schools, and we're actually very new. So we're under 50 years old. But one thing that's kind of nice about that is that we're kind of constantly looking forward and pushing forward. We call ourselves Next Generation University. So we're really trying to make a current name for ourselves. And by that, like, I started my studies at Concordia in 2011, and I've seen so many buildings being built. You know, we've been expanding a lot. We've redone our full library. So it's like top notch, very beautiful. We have an area there that you can actually just go and play with, like making robots and doing 3D printing. So it's something that we really kind of pride ourselves on, is that we are young, but we are really pushing to make that mark in Canada for a next generation university.
Thank you all for your responses. With that said, this concludes our college fair for today, but I have a few closing announcements. So as you exit from this Zoom session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 4 questions or so, but please complete the survey. It's extremely useful for us as we aim to improve our virtual college fair offerings in the future. I also want to remind you to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, a recording will be available within about a week or so. With that said, I want to thank our panelists for joining us, but I also want to thank our attendees for taking time out of your busy day. I hope everyone has a great day.